zur Band hier. Ihr habt Hausverbot. Raus mit euch. Aber schnell.
Hi, this is Lenny from the German death metal band Endseeker, and you are listening to the Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Lenny, it's a pleasure to have you back at the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
It's been a while, man. I was so upset because we met for Devastator, we met for Endseeker first album, but I don't know what happened back in 2019 for The Harvest, but I missed doing the interview with you.
I'm still not sure. Are you sure we haven't made the interview?
I think we were all busy.
Too busy. Oh, man, yeah, that's not so good.
Okay, yes, to start this interview, you know, Lenny, I love this little piece, so I added again to this interview something that I really love doing this introduction, presenting Endseeker. Okay, especially for fans that don't know the band. Since 2015, the name Endseeker has stood for the finest Swedish tide death metal from Hamburg, Germany, hard as a fist and uncompromising like bench drinking on St. Pauli, but with a big chunk of heart and soul to it. Okay, Lenny, yes, we met a couple times when we talk about Devastator, and we also talk about Endseeker. Too bad we didn't meet in 2019 for the release of Endseeker album at the time, The Harvest. But happily, we are now together to talk about Endseeker new upcoming album, Mount Carcass. How have things been doing in Germany and Hamburg, especially with cancellation of all festivals due to this pandemic?
Oh man, yeah, for sure. That's a tragedy, just like everywhere in the world. So we started the last year with our last two concerts in February, March. And after it, we thought we can tour now for The Harvest. We had several shows planned. I think something about 20, 25, what is much for us because we have normal jobs, regular jobs. We have family and so on. And all these shows were cancelled. And of course, we were really upset because we love to tour, we love to play shows, we love to interact with our fans, to drink a beer, to have a good time, also to make bad jokes at the tour bus and so on. And all this for sure is missing. It's missing a lot. And I mean, very well the same. At the beginning, we had the hope to play live shows again, maybe at the end of the year. So everything was just, of course, it was cancelled too. And yeah, I mean, in summer, there were some shows, not metal, but there were some concerts. I was at a concert at a park in Hamburg, and it was quite good, but it was the only experience of the last year that I've said.
Well, Lenny, I see that the band remain with the same members. How are things going with them?
We hate each other forever. No, just kidding. So for sure, it's just like a family that is growing together and growing together again. And we trust each other. We know each other. We know the bad jokes of each other. We know bad habits of each other. We can just. It's just a good feeling because you're accepted, and for my term, I accept everyone. So it's just a great band to play. And yeah, for sure, I knock on wood. I hope this will go further. And yeah, for sure, until I'm a grandfather or something like that, I hope we will play together in this band.
Lenny, having become one of the premier German death metal band and rapidly rising the ranks of the genre as a whole, Endseeker stormed back into a fray with Mount Carcass, building on the groundwork laid down on 2017 Flash Hammer Prophecy and having the difficult task of passing 2018 2019, starting at the harvest, they have returned with streamlined, powerful collection that further raises the bar. Yes, had the making of the new album been affected in one way or the other? I mean, talking about this pandemic, Lenny.
Yeah, for sure. So we haven't planned to release this album now at this point. We planned maybe to release it in 2022. So when the pandemic started, we had maybe one or two songs ready for the next record, but all the other songs were not written yet. So yeah, we talked with each other and thought, okay, what to do? We cannot play shows now, but we have to do something. There's so much energy in us. And we have to be creative and just to go ahead and so on. And we decided to write this album then and to release it now in April. Yeah, without the pandemic, there would be no Mount Carcass. And so this time we had the possibility to give more time into the writing process and also into the recording process. So we made a large pre-production also with the vocals. This was for me the first time when I just make the pre-production of vocals. Normally I write my lyrics and then I go into the studio and I just recognize, okay, I wrote bullshit. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. And so on. And now I just recognize it before by the pre-production. Yeah, this was a good development, I think. And this is also good for the record Mount Carcass now. And when we would have played our shows, decide and had all the struggle and all work and so on, I would say there would be more stress in this record, and this time we wanted something raw, we wanted something more organic and not so much.
Please don't reveal too much just yet, please.
I stop. I hear you.
Lenny, one more thing. I mean, as Josh said, too bad we did not meet to do the interview for the 2019 release, The Harvest, but again, what a masterpiece have the band put out. I mean, talking about outstanding tracks from Opener, Parasite, to Cure, to Spiritual Euphoria, and the self-titled Harvest, to say some. Talking about this great release, The Harvest, which was released September 2019. Lenny, how was the cycle around the era of that album gone for the band?
For sure, The Harvest was a milestone for us. So it was the first album we released via Metal Blade Records. And so we put much effort in the writing and the recording. And there was so much thought for perfection, all doing it perfect. And also, for sure, there was pressure. And I think this album is really good. And the songs are just, they have many facets and you can see many details. Also after the 20th time of listening to this album. Mm-hmm. And this was for sure the best we could have made in 2019, but for sure we don't want to stay at one place. We want to develop, we want to make things better and so on, and there is never something perfect, but I love the album The Harvest.
Okay, I mean, you guys enjoying, doing much so before the COVID started back then in 2019 for this album?
That's a good question. So we released it in September 2019. We had about 5.5 months until the pandemic started. And this time we played maybe about 10, 11 shows, and all these shows were great. I enjoyed them a lot. And I'm a little bit sad that the cycle for The Harvest was closed so rapid and we hadn't the possibility to tour more with it. So as I mentioned before, there were several shows planned, about 25, 30 shows, and we were not able to play them. So life goes on. Yeah. Just go ahead and make something new. And yeah.
Really bad, really sad to hear that, because having out such a great album like The Harvest and suddenly comes something out of nowhere and destroyed all your plans.
Yeah, that's bad for sure, but we are lucky because we are not living from the music, so this is not our main income. So for sure it's important to have income with the band, just to produce more merchandise, articles, and to travel and to do some things. But we have still food, we can pay our rents, so we can pay our cars and so on, and just pay for our families and all that. And yeah, so it's it's okay. It's tough, but it's not a matter of life and death.
Okay, to continue with this interview, Lenny, titled Mount Carcass, the upcoming album from the German death metal band is the follow-up to 2019's The Harvest, and it's scheduled to be released April 16, 2021 via Metal Blade Record. I like to say hello to Nikki as well. Nikki Law from Metal Blade Record, handling the North American Metal Blades. Lenny, this is your second album with the Prestige Metal Blade Record. How are things going with the collaboration, and will there be more albums to be released, do you believe, via this great label in the future?
Metal Blade is just the best label on the whole world, I have to say. The collaboration works just great, and people are nice, and I have just good experiences with Metal Blade, and this was from the first second our dream label, so that to mention at the beginning. And yeah, this time we were a little bit more relaxed to write the songs compared to our first album on Metal Blade Records. We knew, okay, we have to put out the head and to put out the pressure, just work, just concentrate, just make good music. And I would say it really worked well. And yeah, I hope there will be more albums. So I haven't heard something else at the moment. So I'm looking forward to releasing more albums via Metal Blade Records. Yeah, so this is just a dream came true, yeah.
Okay, Lenny, I mean, the first preview of the record, I'm talking about this great new album, Mount Carcass, was this video for the new single, Unholy Rites, premiered last February 16, directed and edited by the band itself on band Liepelt. Lenny, if you don't mind, explain us more about the video done for Unholy Rites. And by the way, I'm curious, I like to ask, are there going to be a second single to be released?
There will actually be two more singles released, or one single before and one single, the last single with the album release in April. And yeah, so the second single is Count the Dead, and it is out since March 25th. And it's a single with a political background. So we are a band that is with free thought and against nationalism and against homophobic thoughts and so on. So we are for the free will, and the single stands for. And the last single to the title track, Mount Carcass, will be released on the release date April 16.
Okay, very great to hear. Explain us a little bit about the first single that you guys have released for people to get to know this new album, Unholy Rites. What is this all about?
Unholy Rites. This is our party smashing, our party hit about zombies. And so we like all the old horror stories and the horror movies, classics of zombies, Dawn of the Dead, and so on. So this is what we're growing with. And at this time, we just wanted to put a classical song at the beginning of the album. And Ben wrote the lyrics for the song, and we just read it and thought, okay, this is just so cool. And we did this zombie lyrics, so there's no higher mention or no higher believing in it or something like that. It's just dead coming on the world again and want to eat some brains, to destroy the living humans and so on. And we did a video for that, taking place in a big hall, and we are performing live for this video. But we have support of two zombie cheerleaders who are dancing around and doing a great job, and we're singing. And in the middle of our song, the zombie cheerleaders just recognize, okay, oh, brave. And they came to us and bite us, and blood is spilling, and yeah, we make a metamorphism and get zombies ourselves. So after cheerleaders bite us, and then we perform a zombie. And at the end, there's a small Easter egg. So when you're watching this video until the end, but I will not say what it is. You have to watch this video. But the man who appears at the end is just a cult person here in Hamburg. He has his drinking bar, Hausverbot, and he's a good friend of the band. And so this is the joke at the end, that he appears.
He appears. Okay, great.
First he appears and then he disappears. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, very great to hear that, Lenny. The band had on each album so far a bonus track, which I see is the case this time again. On the 2015 Corrosive Revelation, you guys added Supposed to Rot, this cover from Entombed. On 2017 Flash Hammer Prophecy, you guys added Power Burns, this cover from Bolt Thrower. On 2019 release, The Harvest, you guys added Symphony of Destruction, the Megadeth cover. And for the new album, Mount Carcass, you guys are editing the cover song for John Carpenter. How do you get to choose who you will add as a bonus track? Is that something you are planning to do on future releases as well?
To be honest, at the beginning we haven't thought about a cover version of a song again on this album, but this was a spontaneous thought. So one day Ben Liddell came into our rehearsal room and said, "Hey man, I have a crazy idea. What do you think? So we can cover Escape from New York from the John Carpenter movie." And first of all, we thought, something without vocals. Is that cool? But after jamming around with the riffs and so Ben arranged a little bit, it sounded very, very good. Also with this characteristic Swedish death sound with the HM2. And yeah, it was pure magic. And yeah, it is also an homage to this movie. That is great because the movie has now this year the 40th birthday already. So now we know we are old. This movie is 40 now, and this is an homage. And in my opinion, the version of Escape from New York is just great. In this song, I'm only a fan because I haven't done vocals. So I can enjoy and listen to this version. It's just great.
Especially for fans that don't know the band, or even for fans that knows the previous album, the band's third full-length album, Mount Carcass. So what is this new scenario all about? Yeah, if you want to describe this album a little bit.
Okay, so first of all, the sound. So we wanted to go back to the roots and to sound more organic and raw than The Harvest. And yeah, the lyrics, and this time parted between Ben and me. So Ben did the half of the lyrics and I did the other half of the lyrics. And this time we had more political messages in the song. So I would say it's not only for entertainment. For sure, entertainment is still the most important thing. But we also had much frustration to be put it in these songs now. Just not only because of the pandemic and so on, but also because of some conspirations and politics that are quite not good in their job, and corruption and so on. And so we were so set up with that, and we had to make the songs. For sure, there are still some crazy songs like in The Harvest and so on. For example, the song Moribund. It's a little bit special. It's about the majestic Atlas moth born out of a larva. As a larva, always eating. When it got this Atlas moth, it is reborn without a mouth, and so it's just supposed to die without eating, just for reproduction methods. And this is the short plot, but there are also songs like Frantic Redemption. This is about a black bear nicknamed Pablo Escobar that lived in Northern America, and in the 80s there was just drug smuggling and so on. And one day, package with cocaine lands in the wood of the Escobar, and yeah, this bear just found this package and eat it, the whole 40 kilograms. And for sure, the bear was not alive very long after consuming this package, but it was just enraged, and for a glimpse of a second, it was the most dangerous predator on this whole planet. And this is just fascinating.
I recommend each and every one of you to really wait for the day to buy or pre-order this album, so you can sit down and hear them all the 9 track on this album to get little idea what Lenny is talking about. Lenny, I mean, like both of its predecessors, Mount Carcass was recorded, produced, mixed, and mastered by Eike Friese at Chameleon Studio in Hamburg, Germany. How was the time spent with Eike at Chameleon Studio? What was the strategy this time compared to the last album, The Harvest?
So, first of all, Eike is a great friend of the band, and we enjoy to record with him. It's always like the feeling of coming home or something like that. So we are relaxed. The work with him is relaxed, and we know he does a great job. So there is much trust into Eike, and Eike just can feel the spirit of the record, and we knew what we wanted, and I would say the result is just brought us satisfaction. This is really a great result, and we couldn't be happier. And for us, number one to record with in Hamburg. And
it's so easy. It feels so great. I mean, to be home. And that you have Eike so close. That makes life very easy for you guys, right?
For sure. It has many advantages. So, we haven't recorded with anyone else yet. So for Endseeker, otherwise, we recorded with other persons, or other producers. But Endseeker only worked with Eike Friese, and at the beginning also with Alex Dietz, guitar player from the German band Heaven Shall Burn. Oh man, you know Heaven Shall Burn?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mount Carcass is available for pre-order in the following formats: Digipack CD, black vinyl, brick red marble vinyl, dark violet marble, and orange black dust vinyl. Lenny, are you in contact with the label to see how the sales and distribution are going? And especially for the color vinyls, if they're finished, will there more be printed?
Yeah, well, I heard that the sale is very, very good. So the first colors of the vinyls or of vinyl is already sold out. So thank you for everyone for the support who is supporting us with buying our vinyl. And I'm proud. And as far as I know, the selling process is quite good.
For those colored vinyl that already sold out, as you said, are there going to be more pressed?
Or at the moment, I don't think so. This is just a limited version, limited to 200 pieces each, colored vinyl. And I think when it's sold,
Okay.
Maybe there will come some new colors in the future someday, I don't know. But at the moment, what is sold is sold. But what you can buy is always the black version. So this will be available.
Continue with this interview, the last part of this great interview. Following the album's release on Friday, April 16, the band will host a special live stream show on Sunday, April 18th from Knast, Hamburg. Please tell us more about this album release celebration, Lenny.
Oh, we knew we have to do something. So we are not satisfied thinking about a situation where you release your album and you don't play a show and you don't celebrate and so on. This is not cool for us. So we decided to play a streaming show for release in the Knust in Hamburg. Yeah, it's streaming show. So the advantage is it's open for everyone around the globe. So when you wanted to see Endseeker live and were not able to travel to Europe, now you have a chance and you can just buy a ticket to be part of this show. And playing without audience in the Knust directly will be strange, but I think we will clap for our own songs. So there will be some voice after the songs and so on. I don't know. I'm really curious how it will be to play in an empty location.
For people to see this, is there a cover charge, anything they have to pay? Or for those that really love the genre, those who love the band itself, they can also donate, Lenny?
Yeah, there will be the possibility to donate or to give us some drinks. So when you want to pay for our drinks, you're able to do and to make us drunk on stage. Oh man. And you can purchase the tickets, for example, in special bundle offers. So when you want to buy a vinyl and ticket for the show, you can do it. Or if you want to buy a CD with a ticket, you can do it. And you can also buy the ticket just for itself when you want to. And we will give the address of the album stream out, shortly before the show, I guess, and only for the people who just purchased tickets. So it's not open for everyone. It's just open for people who bought tickets.
Okay, very great to hear. So to you out there, come on, let's buy this ticket, this online ticket, and let's support this great band, Endseeker. seeing festivals are canceling their 2021 edition as well. Beside this live stream show, what else will the band be doing, Lenny?
We are still optimistic, and in order of the vaccination and so on, we hope that live shows will be possible again at the end of the year, but we are no scientists with vaccinations and we are no politicians and so on. So we will see what future brings, but at the moment we plan our first shows for the end of the year.
Talking about the new album, this is a very melodic album. There are a bunch of very strong guitar hooks and vocal composition that really stick in your ears for days. It's way simpler and probably more easy to listen to compared to Harvest or Fleshhammer Prophecy, but at the same time, it has a very spontaneous and lively attitude with a big chunk of personality. Lenny, I want to thank you very much for having made this interview possible. I want to hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio for you to invite all the fans to support the band to buy this new album coming out April 16 via Metal Blade Records. But my last question before we leave, tell us about the album cover artwork and how about merchandises?
The cover artwork, yeah. That is also something different for us because in the past we had this black and white album artworks, or the Harvest was more or less in gray with a golden accent. This time we went more colorful, a little bit in the direction of early Napalm Death maybe. And a friend of us painted or created this cover artwork, so we didn't knew that he did it. And then he showed us and we just thought, so, oh, really? That's us? And this artwork just was so catchy. And when you know the songs and you know the lyrics, you read the lyrics and you watch on the cover artwork, you will see so many details that are from the lyrics and so on. And again, there's so much to see and so much to find. And we really love it. And we think that suits best for our music and our messages in the lyrics. For the merchandise, we are already producing some shirts, some different shirt designs, and also hoodies and patches and new stickers. And yeah, I mean, we will provide many articles for people that want to support us.
I mean, I highly recommend you order this great new album. It's already available online, so order it. And if you are one of those that like to buy the physical copy, you want to go to the record store and buy it and things, you can do it. So, I mean, after April 16, the album will be out worldwide. Rush to be the first one to have this great album in your collection. You cannot miss this. Listen to one song. Really catch me. I mean, catch my heart, catch my brain. This is gonna be awesome. Mount Carcass. You must have this album in your collection. Lenny, once again, I want to hand you over the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio International for you to thank whomever you want to thank.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for having us. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and we highly appreciate your support. And to all the fans out there and all the not yet fans out there, just give it a try. Listen to our new album, Mount Carcass. Just write us a line or two, we will answer. And I think this album is next big milestone for us, and you will not be disappointed.
Okay, Lenny, I'll kindly ask you to say hello to Judy, say hello to Ben, say hello to Eggert, say hello to Kummer for me.
I will greet them. I will say hello. And
so far I'm talking to you now, I have not heard that Wacken has been cancelled. So yeah. We might see each other in Hamburg. If not, it's going to be in 2022. I miss being in St. Pauli's.
I would love to meet you personally, and when this is possible again, we will meet each other.
But yes, Lenny, I want to thank you very much once again. Thank you a million. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for you, for the band, and especially for this new release and, Mount Carcass. And once again, thank you for having put out a new masterpiece again and for our delightment. It's so great to talk to you again. And yes, your last word. Anything you'd like to say before we say bye-bye?
I wish you all the best, and I wish everyone all the best. World will go further, and just relax, people.
Okay, thank you very much, Lenny. And like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.